When Hillary Clinton said it, nothing happened to her.
I was actually surprised at how little attention my video got on Trump thing. Like, I think people are kind of just like, yeah, he's a criminal. Like, yeah.
Yeah, what are we going to do about it?
It was like, let me know when he's in jail. Like, let me know when he's behind bars. Like, you know what I mean?
That's where everybody is with it, because I remember covering I remember when we were talking about obstruction of justice, like in 2017,
right.
All of that stuff. And it was such a thing. Like, it was so big to cover that. We would get millions of views covering that. And then I started to get so worn out because I'm like, okay, is he going somewhere? Is he going to jail? Yeah. He's the president. Well, what's next? He became the president again. Nothing. Indictment. They found files in his home that were hidden. This man just had them hidden in plain sight. Now what next?
In the shitter.
He did that, and nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Like the this nuclear sequence, nuclear secrets in the bathroom as he's shitting. It's so funny.
Yep. It's just like comical stuff. But this one though is right? I mean, like, this one
bad, isn't it?
This one's like the I mean,
this is the big one.
Let's be serious. They're all any one of the indictments would have sent anyone else to jail. This one is so big that it could probably, hopefully, even have some repercussions against Trump. Like, this is, I mean, like he tried to steal the election, and people around him were working to do that, and we're thinking about we're talking openly about using the Insurrection Act to instill that he remains president. Like, crazy shit. So they're not going to bring this forward without all the evidence they have. And all this, by the way, was already obvious like a year ago during the whole probe, the Jan 6 probe. So there's, I guess, maybe a little more information, a little more evidence they have now, but it's all very clear that he was a whole part of the scheme to try and remain in power. And you can't just let that slide. You can't just say, oh, well, let's move on. Like, no, you can't move on from that. You have, especially when that person's running again, like you have to do something about this. So the only question now. Sorry, go ahead.
Remember those poll workers that had to be on the stand, and their lives were changed and all that? Like, they were dragged into this for nothing. They were embarrassed. They were it was tough on them. And here he is just walking around for free. I hate to see it. Something needs to happen. He did that. Whatever they said he did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only question
now. I did share
a
video.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I shared a video that we have to watch because we're talking about this, but go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, like, the only question for me now is he going to be, if there's any repercussions, any sentencing, is it going to happen before the general? Like, because if it's not, and he somehow wins, all this is going away.
Their whole tactic is delay. So that's his strategy right now, is just try and push this as far as he can and keep running and hope he's hoping he can, win an election before any of this comes down. It looks so bad because assuming this happens before the election, it's hard. I mean, even though he's an elite and he's Donald Trump and usually elites are untouchable, I mean, he looks so fucked. The judge is an Obama appointee, Tanya Chutkan, who was very harsh on January 6th people. She already declared presidents are not kings in response to a former case that she dealt with regard to Trump. And also, this is taking place in New York, and the pool of jurors are going to most likely be Democratic and not likely to be Republican. Whereas with the classified documents case, or maybe not that one, the case that's taking place in Florida, there's a much bigger pool of people who might be sympathetic towards Trump. So with regard to this case, it's the most serious and most likely to go wrong for him. It's hard to say what's going to happen, though, because, again, it's still like it's hard to imagine a former president going to jail.
See, that's the thing. Like, if there was like a character select screen in a game and you could turn up privilege, like his slider is as far as it goes. It's everything, right? Like he's got every single thing you could possibly have, plus the president. And like, you'd only really need, even if it does come down to it, you only need like a Republican in power to pardon him, right? If there will be another Republican president. Well, like maybe not within his lifetime. I don't know. Probably.
I don't, on the way demographics are, as long as, I mean, the issue is turnout always for Democrats. Like, they have to get enough people out to vote. That's always the issue. But the way things are moving and the way the Republican Party is moving, it's harder and harder for them to win a general election. They have to rely strictly on gerrymandering. Like, that's their only hope, is gerrymandering these districts and stealing, electoral votes. That's the only way they win anything at this point. Even like, look at the popular votes. Like, the last popular vote Republican to win was, I think, George Bush in his second term. Before that, you have to go back like 20 years. Like Democrats win the popular vote almost every time, and especially now, it's very tough for a Republican to win a popular vote, which is also why, I don't know, maybe Democrats should have thought in the first 2 years of trying to do something about that and changing how this whole system works, as opposed to leaving it up to this whole system where you can win the popular vote by like 7 million votes and still potentially lose. It doesn't make any sense. And Canada, by the way, has, it's all first past the post. The whole electoral system is just ridiculous. That is the base of, I think, a lot of these issues.
I don't know. It's going to be a shit show, like it always is, especially these last few terms. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go, because you can expect it to go some way, and the next thing you know, folks is jumping the Capitol walls, people dying.
Everyone thinks it's Spider-Man out of nowhere,
climbing and falling off. Yeah. David, can you play the video? It's only 3 seconds. I feel like this is something that is required viewing.
I did everything right, and they indicted me.
Didn't he just say they just said that, right?
Right, and they indicted
I think
me.
after the first one, I want to say.
Right, and they
Hold on, let me get this off the screen. Jesus. Good play.
It was,
that's wild.
I
do want to share this as well. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's one more thing I want to share, just how they're defending, how Republicans are defending this. This is Kevin McCarthy. I haven't actually watched this today, but I saw the quote that he said. This is still what they're trying to claim to defend.
And I can say the same thing that Hillary Clinton says about her election that she lost. I can say the same thing about the DNC who said it about the 2016 race. I can say the same thing about those in the Democratic Party from the leadership on down about George Bush not winning, that Al Gore did. But were any of them prosecuted? Were any of them put in jail? When Hillary Clinton said it, nothing happened to her. When they said it...
Hillary Clinton didn't try... Okay, we have to be clear here. Donald Trump is not being indicted because he claimed he won the election. He's being indicted because he conspired to steal the election with a slate of fake electors. Hillary Clinton, as much as I don't like Hillary Clinton, did not do that. It's a very different thing when you literally try to steal the election in multiple ways and then get away with it. And by the way, McCarthy knows this. All these clowns know this, but they know their base is so goddamn stupid that they're just going to keep saying this kind of shit as a defense when they know there's no way to defend this. After Jan 6, McCarthy was criticizing Trump for instigating it, and now look at him, this bitch. It's so ridiculous, these people.
Yeah, they're going with the free speech argument because that's the easiest thing to get all of their shit for brains supporters to get on board with it. Like, oh, well, see, you can't even question that the election is stolen anymore. No, you can, and he did, but he tried to steal it, as David said. And I even saw Robbie from The Hill, the one who looks like Ryan Seacrest. I
said the same thing.
Right. You can't unsee it once you see it.
I work with Robbie too, so like him, okay. I do, but
I'll temper what I'm gonna say. Then I was gonna throw in a lot more insults, but Ryan Seacrest from The Hill, he posted a screenshot of like the first page of the indictment saying, "Wow, it really seems like they're going after his free speech," and everybody's like, "Go past the first page, okay? Go to page number 2 at least." I mean, holy shit, are you trying to be purposefully obtuse? And I think that the answer is yes. Like a lot of these like big conservatives, Republicans, they know, but they have to because the base loves Donald Trump.
Page 2. This is just page 2 of a 45-page indictment. Page 2 literally says this is not over him claiming he won the election. He's allowed to claim he won the election. This is over the fake electors. This is over the conspiracy. This is him trying to steal the actual election. This is not his free speech claims. So, but they're all being stupid about it. Every single one, and some of the, Robbie, I think, is playing a character. I'm not gonna ask
Robbie
you to say other.
I don't want to say I'm Robbie because, like I said, I like.
Yeah, I don't need you to.
We've gotten into it. I know Olay has gotten into it, but like outside of that, I think he's a really. When I say outside of that, I mean like when we're in the background because I've never met him.
Which is why I think he's playing a character.